Aquarius, welcome back. This week's energy is hitting your sign harder than anyone else's. Pluto is moving through your sign. 6 planets are in retrograde, and your entire emotional landscape is being rewired from the inside out. So, if you are here, it's because something in the connection is pulling at your intuition. Something feels unfinished, something feels heavier than logic. And your higher self is pushing you to look at the truth behind the surface. So I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. But I pulled 18 cards, and for you, whoops, these are my cards here. Underneath the deck, you have the Empress. All right. So today we're going to go into the 6 retrograde soul contract spread. This is a deeper reading that I do. And we're going to go and look at your past life contract, the karma carried into this lifetime, the shadow work that you're mirroring, and the retrograde revelations, the future timeline, and the messages from both of your higher selves. Yeah, so this is not just some little reading of some casual information, it's a revealing one. And so let's get into it. All right, shall we? So the past life contract that we have here is the 10 of coins, the reverse 3 of swords, and the reverse 8 of wands. All right, so this is your past life contract, okay? Sorry. And so who are you to each other? And that is the 10 of coins. So this is showing a previous lifetime where you were either married, long-term partners, or deeply tied within a soul group. This is not just a casual connection. It looked stable, bonded, karmically significant. And so I'm just moving the camera here a little bit. So the karma carried into this lifetime is the reverse 3 of swords. So it reveals a betrayal, some heartbreak, separation that never was healed. And one of you broke the bond or abandoned the connection. And the pain followed both of you into this lifetime. And so the past life promise here is the reverse 8 of wands. And this shows a vow unfinished. Movement was blocked before the soul contract could be completed. So you promised each other again and again to resolve an ending that never got closure. So this isn't a new connection. This is a continuation, a story interrupted in another lifetime, and it restarted here. And so the current lifetime, we have the reverse 8 of pentacles, reverse 2 of wands, and the reverse temperance. Oh my gosh, they're all reversed. Actually, there's a lot of reverse cards here. Oh my gosh, a lot of reverse cards. So there's a lot of resistance here for you. All right. So I'm here looking at your current lifetime. So your true energy towards them is with the reverse 8 of pentacles. You are tired of doing all the emotional labor. You feel like you've put in all the work and you're trying to understand them and nothing moves. You're the one paying all the bills. You're the one that's taking care of everything. And their true energy towards you is indecision, hesitation, fear of choosing the connection. They're stuck between their desire for you and their fear of stepping into a future they can't control. There is a possibility that they're trying to be not toxic to you because they're responding to subconscious energies. So here, the present soul lesson is reverse temperance. And that is showing there is an imbalance. And it's not only one-sided. So this is about timing, emotional pacing, healing that hasn't aligned yet for both of you. So this lifetime is about learning patience, flow, emotional moderation. Um, I am sorry. My light is here. This is better. Okay. I'm sorry. It was daylight when I started these readings, and it's got dark really fast. All right. So, the shadow work is showing the reverse Four of Cups, the reverse Hierophant, and the Ten of Wands. So, your shadow trigger here is you are feared of being ignored, structured abandonment, or your fear of being dismissed. So their emotional distance triggers your wounds. When somebody shuts down on you or leaves, you are triggered pretty heavily. And their shadow trigger is the reverse Hierophant. So they fear commitment, they fear the structure, they fear the labels and spiritual accountability. So you're triggering their avoidance of responsibility and their fear of failing you. So the shared shadow between the two of you is the Ten of Wands, and it's the burden. You both are carrying an emotional burden, and it's a weight from past lives, and your current one is showing up in it. Both of you feel exhausted by the pressure of this connection. And so the shadows are being mirrored here. You're both fear being ignored, your fear being held accountable, and both of you are carrying the emotional heaviness of this connection. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep my microphone close. So the retrograde revelations is reverse sun, reverse queen of swords, and the reverse knight of wands. All reverses again. So what must be revisit during this retrograde is misunderstandings, hidden truths, clarity that never came through. The moment when everything went dark around you and you are looking for review. You have here what must be released. And this is about some emotional immaturity, some insecurity, some self doubt, or an unhealthy attachment patterns that have been existing. You must release the old version of yourself in love. And the Knight of Wands reversed. Sorry. This must be rewritten. And so this is their defensiveness, emotional avoidance, the fear of being vulnerable. The masculine energy and the connection must be transformed completely. So these retrogrades strip both of you bare. Your ego, your denial, the excuses. This is where the real shadow work begins. So here we talk about the union timeline and outcome. All right. Again, all cards are reversed. You get the reverse hermit, reversed. Oh, no, sorry. The hangman is not reversed. Sorry about that. Reverse hermit, the hangman, and the reverse nine of swords. I was looking at that card wrong. So, all right. So the post energetic shift here is post retrograde. You're going to notice you are in an energy where you know you need to stop isolating yourself, overthinking about things, and carrying this alone. You come out of emotional hiding. I got a cramp in my leg. Sorry. So their shift for post retrograde is they finally see the connection clearly, and there is a shift in perspective, breaking old patterns, but it requires a surrender. And the nine of swords upside down is your future timeline. And so this is the anxiety finally lifts, it finally fades. And so the mental torture ends and the overthinking stops. And it comes through as a whole hard emotional surrender. And so your future timeline is bringing relief, but only after you both of you stop fighting what needs to be surrendered here. And so your higher self, your guides, and your destiny. So you have here the Five of Pentacles, the reverse strength, and the new beginning with the Ace of Wands. And so the higher self is the Five of Pentacles. You're hearing, I am terrified of losing you, but even more terrified of letting you see how broken I feel inside. And so the strength is stop resisting this connection. You're strong enough to face it. So, the destiny or divine interference is a new beginning is destined to spark here, but it must come from truth and not from a fear. So the divine message is very clear here. A new beginning wants to come through, but both of you must face the emotional wounds that you have been avoiding. The root of contract here that is showing is the Empress. And so this is huge. The Empress is the core of a soul contract, which is an unconditional love, emotional nurturing, divine feminine awakening, creation, growth, rebirth, healing the heart after abandonment, which was coming up quite heavily in your reading as you. So this root of this connection is the Empress, the divine feminine. And this is about learning how to love yourself so deeply that the connection reflects that back to you. So Aquarius, this connection is ancient. It's tied to a past life where you built something real, something lasting, something that mattered, and it ended in heartbreak, betrayal, or unfinished business. And that wound followed both of you into this lifetime. And in this life, both of you carry the same fear from different angles. You feared being ignored, dismissed, abandoned, and they feared being trapped, responsible, or failing you. So instead of healing together, you're triggering the wounds that were meant to be healed. And a future timeline shows that clarity comes only when both of you stop hiding. When you stop isolating yourselves, when you see that surrender is about freedom and not control, and when both of you release the fear of being vulnerable here. So, at the root of the connection, the Empress is showing that this is not a karmic punishment, it's a karmic awakening. And this connection exists to rebirth both of you into a higher version of love. So, Aquarius, this connection goes further than this lifetime. And you didn't just meet this person, you returned to them. And in a past life, you two built something so real, it was rooted in, it was meant to last. And this was stability, partnership, emotionally invested. But it ended abruptly through heartbreak, betrayal, or some circumstances that ripped the bond apart before you could even finish what you started. And that unfinished story created a soul contract, a promise, and this brought you both back together in this lifetime. And that's why the pole feels so familiar. And that's why this feels heavier than any logic. And this isn't new, this is a continuation. So in this lifetime, both of you came in carrying the same wound, just in different places that you were not able to see it in each other. You both became stuck. You weren't able to move forward, and not because you don't care, but because neither of you knows how to move without reopening the wound that you had carried from before. So these 6 retrogrades, they are cosmic intervention that you didn't ask for, but absolutely needed. And they strip away the illusions, the excuses, the emotional numbness, the avoidance, and the emotional shutdowns. And the mask that both of you wear when things get so real Everything reversed in the retrograde now tells me the same thing. You aren't seeing each other clearly because you aren't seeing yourselves clearly. And you fear of being abandoned meets your fear of being exposed. The need for reassurance activates the fear of responsibility, and your longing amplifies their avoidance. And the silence amplifies your shadow. So, this is not a personal reading. This is a karmic reading. And the future timeline is not a collapse, it is a surrender. And things shift when you stop carrying the weight alone and they finally see the connection for what it is instead of what they fear it may become. So, the Nine of Swords reverse is your confirmation. It's mental torture ending. The anxiety is loosening and the obsessive thinking now stops, but only after both of you surrender that old story. This soul contract root is the Empress. This is a real key to everything, being in your divine feminine energy. This connection was never meant to teach you how to chase. It was meant to teach you how to receive, how to soften up, how to open up, how to heal abandonment without overcompensating, and how to stop proving your worth without simply embodying it. This is a rebirth connection. It isn't here to break you. It is here to birth a new version of you. You know, a version who does not settle, does not self-abandon yourself, a version who does not carry the emotional labor alone. Because you have been shrinking too often because of somebody else's fear. And this is not about you fixing this connection. This is about shifting you. So the connection can finally align and the version of you can finally rise. And this is a karmic completion if you choose it, a karmic repetition if you don't. And the universe is not punishing you, it's positioning you. You are to stop chasing for clarity and instead allow clarity to arrive to you. So check your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign for a full in-depth reading for you. And Aquarius, if this reading hit you, it stirred something in your chest or made you see the connection differently, that's not a coincidence. That's called alignment. And your soul contract with this person is active, and these retrogrades are exposing everything that has been hidden, denied, or avoided. And so I am providing more extended readings in the members only section. This would be a level of an extended reading, but I thought I would share that now with all of you. And so if your intuition is pulling you forward to clarity, follow it. And remember, Aquarius, your power is returning, your clarity is returning, and this connection is about to look very different once this karmic pressure breaks. And so if this reading stirs something inside of you, this means you're not like most people. Your intuition is trying to push you into the deeper work, the part that explains why you're so connected to this person. And so I now want you to be love to yourself. The rest will follow. Subscribe, join my membership, my members only, and I look forward to you in the next reading. Now on to Pisces.